Welcome to A Closer Look. I'm your host, Linda Fontaine. Today, my guests are Sam Edwards, Deputy Director, and Terry Cunningham, Executive Director of the Kingsport Housing and Redevelopment Authority. Thank you guys for being here today.
Thank you. It's really a pleasure to be here.
Well, tell me a little bit about the background. Explain what you guys are exactly for us that aren't real familiar with what the Kingsport Housing Redevelopment Authority is.
The Kingsport Housing Redevelopment Authority has been in existence since 1939. We have a number of developments that we manage and operate, plus other programs that we operate. We've got previously had the old Riverview Apartments and the Lee Homes. Those two sites have been demolished. We are just now completing a substantial renovation of what was used to be called Cloud Apartments, is now Reedy Point. We now have Magnolia Point, which is the old Dogwood Terrace Apartments, and we have Hillside, which is the old Holly Hills site. We have Kendrick Point, which is the old Tiffany Court site, and we purchased the property at the corner of Charlemont and Broad Street that we call Charlemont Apartments, and completely renovated that building, gut rehabbed it, and we're wrapping up this renovation of about 381 of our apartments, complete renovation, 100% renovation of our whole stock. And we're an income-based rental. We have income-based rental assistance where people pay 30% of their adjusted gross income and are allowed to live in our apartments. Currently, we have utilities included, and we're ready to get reoccupied. We've got a number of units that are available, and people can apply with us online, and we're just glad to be at this point in our history.
Well, that's great. Sounds like you guys are pretty busy. You got a lot of places there you're taking care of. So you just redeveloped 381 units is what I heard correctly. So what now? Do people that are on a waiting list get to choose those, or how's that work?
Sam, you want to answer that question, please?
Yes. So if anybody wants to get on the waiting list, they can go to kingsporthousing.org and hit the Apply Now link, and it will take them directly to the application, and they will go on our waiting list, and they will be contacted and brought in for an interview to get all their paperwork together and be eligible for an apartment. We screen for eligibility, and it's not a very long process, and we try to get people through as quickly as we possibly can.
So what does it take to be eligible to be in one of these homes?
So there are certain income guidelines that we have to go by for the tax credit program and for the project-based voucher assistance that is tied to these units. So if the family is income eligible, then they will qualify, and that's part of the screening and the background checks that we do to make sure everyone is eligible.
Well, very good. Can you give me an idea about how much people would have to pay? Or is it sliding scale probably, right? According to income?
It is. Right. It's based on your income. So it's at 30% of your income, and the rest is covered with project-based voucher assistance.
All right. So these sound like they're pretty nice homes if you just renovated them. Do you have a long waiting list?
Right now, our waiting list is moving pretty quickly. At Reedy Point, that's the first development that we started moving folks back into. So that waiting list is moving fairly quickly. The other sites are just now starting to open back up. So those are a little bit longer, but we're trying to get folks processed as fast as we possibly can.
How's that working with COVID? Has that made a difference with the pandemic, how you're going about these things?
Yes, it's made a big difference. We're still trying to do everything we can to follow CDC guidelines and make sure everyone is absolutely safe. We do temperature screenings. We require masks. We have windows and plexiglass barriers between staff and the people that are coming in for interviews. So we're trying to do everything we can to keep everyone safe and make sure it's as safe as possible. Our lobby is closed to walk-ins, but we are scheduling by appointment only.
All right. So how many people in Kingsport are dependent upon your agency and public housing and assistance?
So I would say in the region, there are thousands of people that are actually applying and getting on the waiting list. And then after the screening, there's still hundreds of people that are relying on this assistance to have safe and decent, affordable housing.
Mm-hmm. Well, tell us a little bit more about the Kingsport Housing Authority. What do you guys do? And maybe something that we don't realize that you guys have been doing all these years behind the scenes.
We do. We run a number of programs that work with not only to house families, but to work with them to achieve self-sufficiency. We have a program called the Family Self-Sufficiency Program, the Life Bridge Program. Those are counseling and mentoring programs to work with families to achieve self-sufficiency, not requiring any kind of government assistance to sustain themselves. A lot of that program is
okay, very good.
That program is available to many of our families, and we also operate the Housing Choice Voucher Program, which is rental assistance where if an person applies for assistance, they pay the 30% of their adjusted gross income, same as in the developments that we manage, but they can rent with a private landlord of their choosing, based on that the landlord will accept the rent schedule that's developed per county. We operate that in 7 counties in the eastern part of Tennessee. About a little around 1,500 families participate in that program.
Oh, great. So there's grants and different things people can get to help with this, or do you get grants that you can help people with?
We get the grant, and then we issue the vouchers that are actually used to pay the housing assistance and pay the rental and utility assistance.
All right.
We also are the redevelopment entity for the city of Kingsport.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. I didn't realize that. That's cool. Do you guys deal with AmeriCorps in any way with the Kingsport Housing Authority? How does AmeriCorps work with y'all?
The Volunteers in Service to America program, AmeriCorps program.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, we've been a participant and sponsor in that for many years, and have worked closely with the Tennessee Community Assistance Corporation in them placing AmeriCorps volunteers with us. The volunteers get a stipend and health insurance, and then an education benefit package when they complete their AmeriCorps term.
Okay, well, how would one apply to be involved with that?
At this time, we are working with a couple sponsoring entities. The Tennessee Community Assistance Corporation is based in Morristown, Tennessee, and you can go online to TCAC and put in an application. Sam, would you like to explain about the Financial Opportunity Center?
Yes, we also operate what's called the Financial Opportunity Center. It is based out of our Fresh Start office over in the Riverview community. And they're basically a support entity that offers counseling and things like that. And it's open to anyone in the community. It doesn't have to be someone that's specifically on housing assistance or in the Housing Choice Voucher Program or anything like that. It could just be anyone that has, through COVID or anything, fallen on tough times that needs some coaching, needs some help. And we recently are working to hire an AmeriCorps person under that program as well to help with those clients.
Very good. So that's called the Financial Opportunity Center, and that's where again? In the Riverview community?
It's over in the Riverview community behind the V.O. Dobbins Center.
Okay, and people can go there to find out how to get more assistance and what to do.
Absolutely. And the best way to find that is on our website as well, kingsporthousing.org.
Okay. Kingsporthousing.org. All right. Well, what else can you guys tell me that people might want to know? You've got these 381 units. Is it going to be hard for people to maybe get one of these? Do you have a long waiting list, or you said it's a pretty simple process to fill out an application?
Right. So the online application is very short. It's very simple. It's just asking for basic information, and then it's asking for which property you would be interested in. And you can, like I said, you can find that on our website, kingsporthousing.org. Once you get that in, you can start the process. We're also having an event this Friday on the 31st, and we're going to let folks come and see the community and see what we've done.
Okay. So there's an opportunity coming up. So if people want to learn more about this opportunity, go to kingsporthousing.org. All the information is there. And I really appreciate you guys being on the show today. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Sam. Thank you for teaching us a little bit about what the Kingsport Housing Authority does. We really appreciate it. Have a great week. And we will see you back here next week with another edition of A Closer Look.